Welcome to our Degrassi Experience Thanksgiving special.
Degrassi fans give thanks. This is a very special vlog, and we are here giving thanks to Degrassi for all that it's done for us and our lives and your lives. We even have some insight from a very special guest.
So we asked you guys, how has Degrassi changed your life in a positive way?
Joining the cast has been fantastic. Every single cast member has brought like a new kind of energy, and working with so many different people, especially working with teenagers, is awesome. Become really good friends. Being a part of an iconic show, I mean, I was literally thrown into this world of Degrassi land, and I realized what like an amazing community it is. It's such an amazing fan base, and the Degrassi community is fantastic, and I got to meet great people, and I'm so grateful for it.
And now, here are your stories.
This is how Degrassi has changed my life.
Degrassi has changed my life.
This is how Degrassi changed my life.
Degrassi changed my life.
Degrassi changed my life.
Degrassi changed my life.
This is how Degrassi changed my life.
Degrassi changed my life.
Degrassi changed my life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
My life.
It changed my life by telling me that there are many people in the world just like me.
I watch episodes and I see people go through these hard times and they make it through, and it makes me feel like I can too.
It gave me a time where every week I could escape into a new world and watch characters deal with situations that myself or friends were going through.
I used to look around my school and wonder if I was the only one who realized how absurd everything was. Finally, there was a way for me to understand all the ridiculousness of the story that I was living.
I grew up with all the characters, and then at one point or another, I was feeling the way that they were.
It's given me a real view of the world because Degrassi isn't afraid to get real.
But it isn't about to get real because it always has been real.
Degrassi is just like this huge fan base for the fact that it touches on subjects that most TV shows don't, especially with our transgender character. It was like one of the first teenage shows that ever touched on topics like this. It's been an amazing ride. I can't believe that I'm a part of such a great team.
My parents got divorced when I was really young, so when I found out that Claire was going to have the storyline of her parents getting divorced, I was really excited because I knew that Degrassi would do an amazing job.
It just taught me to be a more accepting person of other people.
About a year ago, I was very sad and I couldn't relate to anybody, and I was getting bullied by these girls, and I turned on TV to Degrassi, a show I had been watching for a few years, and that was when I found the true meaning of the show. It made me realize that I wasn't weird for having the problems I did have, that bullies weren't bullying me, but because they had their own problems and let it out on other people.
It's made me more conscious of the different types of people that are in my community and all over the world. A really big example of that for me would be Connor, who has Asperger's syndrome, and I think growing up you don't really take notice to kids who might be a little different. Seeing a character portrayed on Degrassi like that, you realize that you're not just in this little bubble of your own life, that there are other people out there who have issues and problems and that they exist.
I used to be that one girl who always sat alone, that really weird one. After I started watching Degrassi, it was something that I really took so much interest in that I made an effort to find people who cared about the show as much as I did. Those people became my friends, and I was no longer that weird girl that sat in the corner.
Every problem that I've had in my entire life, Degrassi has found some crazy way to pretty much imitate it.
I was going through some rough times in my life, and when I started watching Degrassi, there was characters who were going through the same things that I was. And as things got better for them, I realized that things were going to get better for me too.
It showed me I can be me and still have flaws. I can be myself and be strong. When each and every character works through their flaws, it shows me I can too.
I used to be a lot like old Claire back when she used to wear her school uniform to Degrassi. I was the smart one, and Casey told Claire, "You're so much more than the smart one." I felt like he was talking not only to Claire but to me, that I could be so much more, I could be known as so much more than just the smart girl.
It reminds us that we're never alone.
Degrassi hasn't only changed my life, it's saved my life. I've never really had many friends, I was bullied a lot, and I developed an eating disorder. I can say that I'm still alive because of it. For that, I'm really grateful to all the people who are part of the show. I'm finally in a good place, and I have established friendships for the first time in my life.
Degrassi has taught me that perfection is not always better, It has also let me know that I can be myself.
When Fiona came out to her friends and family on the show, that inspired me to come out.
Degrassi's portrayal of bipolar disorder through Craig and Eli has helped me to understand my illness better and to begin to overcome it.
Degrassi in general has helped me realize what other teens have to go through on a daily basis.
You take the issues that are already on the show and you just give it that much more because you guys really seem to care about it.
You have to say it that way. You have to be honest and genuine with the problem. You have to just face it and think about what it'd be like to actually be in that situation, having an issue like that, and how difficult it would be.
I've really come to love and accept every single person and fight for everyone. Anyone who needs help, I'm here for them. And I don't think I'd be the person I am without Degrassi.
Degrassi also made me antisocial for a whole entire summer, last summer, and I regret nothing.
I met Spencer Vanwick in real life, and it was such a good experience because he was such a nice guy.
I now realize that acting is really what I want to do.
The Degrassi cast, past and present, helped me realize that acting is what I love to do.
It made me want to get a career in the entertainment field so I can be a part of something that could hopefully benefit and be positive to people who watch it.
I'm Chrissy from @Degrassi Daily and DegrassiFans.com. I've been involved in many fan sites over the years and changed my major to web design because of Degrassi and the fan base online.
Hey, I'm Carrie, owner of this website right here, DegrassiBlog.com. It's a site where I post Degrassi news, and I also write reviews for the episodes, all thanks to the Degrassi fan sites of way back when. Thank you to Degrassi for creating a show that I can enjoy for so long. I became a fan of Degrassi 7 years ago, and Degrassi has been a part of my life every single day since.
Degrassi's changed my life by helping me create so many great friends on Twitter and Tumblr that share so many interests that I do.
It brought me to the best people on the internet. I really have made so many amazing friends. I'm really glad that I got to find so many people that share the same interests that I do and can fangirl about the show with me.
This amazing online fandom, all my Degrassians, I've made some great friends, and I would have nobody without this fandom.
I thought I had no friends in school. When I joined the Degrassi fandom, I found a lot of people who felt the same way, and I made lots of new internet friends.
When I thought all of my friends hated me, I would spend my cold, boring weekends alone watching Degrassi. It would make me a little bit happier. The fact that I've gotten tweets from the cast members have made me happier and have changed my life.
So many great people that myself and Taylor have met just through the online communities of fans, and it's been a really, really, really fun ride.
It makes me feel a lot better seeing that someone else can go through the same problems that I do.
It has given me so much great advice, and now I know that I can make it through.
Seeing Marco deal with his sexuality, Craig's bipolar issues, and even recently Adam's transgender storyline taught me to stay as open-minded as possible in every situation. I was completely depressed. Then one day I rewatched the episodes of Ellie's self-harming storyline, and somehow it helped me understand that I had to find a way to get better.
Degrassi is such an inspirational show, and it teaches you life lessons you can actually use in your life.
One of my friends was homophobic. It bothered me, but I didn't know how to deal with it. I would always talk about Degrassi, and one day when we were watching together, we got to a Riley plot, and I watched her start to understand what homosexuality means. It changed the way I deal with prejudice, and it taught me that sometimes people just need to understand better.
A couple months ago, before season 11 actually started, I discovered that my best friend of 7 years is bipolar, and I was actually faced with a lot of her actions as a result of her not taking medication. Whenever I would see Eli and his story, I could easily relate to that stuff, and it just immediately felt like something I went through.
I started watching Degrassi in my senior year, and I also was volunteering at a middle school coaching after-school sports. After one of our games, we had a long bus ride home, and I overheard two girls talking about how their friend reminded them of Ellie Nash from Degrassi, and they were concerned for her and what she might be doing to herself. Because of Degrassi, I was able to go to the guidance counselor, and we were able to bring the girl in. She also admitted that she was contemplating attempting suicide. Because of Degrassi and their willingness to show things that other shows would not, I believe that they helped save this girl's life.
Everybody has their own pain, everybody goes through the same pain, and no one is ever alone.
Degrassi characters forever have been lending their stories to young people as sort of a support system. Do you think Katie's character lends some sort of support through her stories?
I want to be able to be a part of something that helps kids realize that they're not alone in something like that. If it lends any help to anybody, or if it gives anything to anyone, that would mean the world to me. If it makes them realize that people are strong enough to overcome it, that is the best feeling in the world.
Do you think any of the other characters, are super support systems for teenagers? Have you?
And Adam's such a fantastic character. I hope that it's a character that people can relate to, whether you're going through that kind of transition in your life or not.
I was raised by 2 lesbian moms. Me and my brother were both conceived from artificial insemination, so needless to say, school was horrible. I was picked on a lot for being different, and I was able to kind of lose myself in Degrassi and see that I wasn't the only one alone out there with kind of a different story than everyone else.
Much like Fiona Coyne, I'm a lesbian, a phrase I would have much rather slit my wrist to earlier this year than actually ever say out loud. I hated myself for being gay, and like Fiona, I used harmful tactics to kind of suppress my thoughts and feelings. I used boys for the boyfriend title. I thought I had to be what others expected me to be. So watching Fiona essentially struggle in silence because we didn't really know what was going on with her, and seeing her say a big "screw you, I'm gay" to the world, it helped me do the same, and now I'm out to my friends, I'm out to my family, I'm out to my parents, I'm out online, and now most people know me as the lesbian Annie Clark fangirl. Fiona helped me do was not only realize that it's okay to be who I am, which was a big relief in its own, but I'm allowed to be proud of it.
I've been through name-calling and teasing and being stereotyped. I'm not the only kid who has made mistakes in my life and has suffered consequences for them. Degrassi portrays real situations, and that gives me reassurance that it does get better.
If it wasn't for Degrassi, this would have never happened, and I would have still been in the closet.
Degrassi has given me more confidence. It made me feel less lonely.
A lot of things come and go in my life, but Degrassi is the one constant thing that has always been there and always will be, and I hope that it will be on for many, many years to come.
The big thing that Degrassi has taught me is that your life can really change drastically in just the matter of a few seconds.
And I think it's just the most inspiring show.
I'm not alone. It showed that no matter what problems you have, your life always gets better.
Eventually, things did get better.
Degrassi sets a great example for young people both on the screen and off the screen. Degrassi just seems to cast these really quality human beings.
Yeah, like in real life.
We're always like, oh, look, they're like going out and supporting a cause, and you guys supported Anti-Bullying Week, and you're always there and taking action. And we've gotten a bit of a tip that you're sort of an environmentalist. Do you want to talk a little bit about some of your work that you've done?
When I was younger, my mom organized this youth advocacy group with like a couple of my friends. 2 of my friends and I hiked 100 kilometers for green energy for 8 days. It was the hardest 8 days of my life, but 63 miles, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
We did an awareness campaign about 126 communities in Canada that don't have access to clean water that are all up north. You wouldn't think that.
No.
It is a very established country. Our government, we don't cover water, and a lot of communities don't have access to any. So we wanted to raise awareness about that because most Canadians don't even have any clue that's going on.
That's intense. That's really amazing.
Why am I not surprised that she's
Right?
saving the world? I'm not surprised at all.
Speaking of saving the world, Degrassi does team up with a fantastic organization each year to reach out to others. So how has your experience with the organization changed your perspective, and how does it feel to be a part of something, that's so important?
Free the Children the trip was amazing. It really changed my perspective of everything. When I first got there, I hear people come back from those trips and be like, it changed my life. And I'm like, okay. I never really understood the depth of how amazing it is when you go on a trip like that. I went there to be on the same level with people, learn about how to live, play with the kids, just be there with them. One day we went to a child clinic, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I've never been so sad my whole life. as heartbreaking as it was, like, it was also super beautiful at the same time. Like, the kids were dancing around and singing, and I was, like, holding back my tears because I was like, these kids, like, I can't cry in front of them. Like, there was literally, like, 100 kids waiting for 4 nurses, and I'd never seen anything like that before. Super overwhelming to see it for yourself. And then we went home. I couldn't even get my words out without tears pouring out of my eyes. And then I'd have to for like 5 minutes, get another 2 words out, and cry for 5 minutes. It made me grateful for my necessities. Wow, like, I have clean water that I don't have to go walk for. We talked about this analogy of not wanting to feed our own. Like, they have apple pie and we have rhubarb pie. And instead of feeding them rhubarb pie, give them the ingredients to make their apple pie. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I can't wait to go back. I really want to go back. And Ava and Sam and I have talked about going to stay with the nuns there and, like, hanging out with the kids.
Degrassi kids saving the world. I love it.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you so much, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thanks, Degrassi.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Fiona, and thank you, Degrassi.
Thanks, Degrassi.
Thank you, 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 Degrassi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Degrassi.
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 Thanks, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thanks, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Thank you, Degrassi.
Whatever it takes, I know I can make it through.
Hi, I'm Chrissy from @Degrassi Daily and DegrassiFans.com, and this year I'm thankful for a holiday that comes with no dessert other than pie. You're watching Degrassi Fans Give Thanks only at DegrassiExperience.com.